This next page talks about different types of slopes. So with an undefined slope, look at the picture here. We are talking about the change in y's. So the y's change a lot here, but the x's, which is going left and right, those don't change at all. They are always right here. The x values don't change. So that means with our fraction, it would be some kind of number over 0 because there's no change. And we should know that there is not a possible way to divide by 0. So that means if we have a vertical line, the slopes are undefined. So I'm writing here that vertical lines have undefined slopes. So if you ever get a 0 in the denominator, then you know that it's going to be a vertical line. And there is no slope. We write that the slope is undefined. If we take a look at the next picture, we have a positive slope. And what's important for you to know is that we talk about graphs going from left to right, just like we read books. So we have to read the graph going from left to right. And as we describe that, it goes up from left to right, so the slope is positive. The next page has a couple other situations. Here, if we read the graph going from left to right like we always do, we would say that the graph is going down, and that's why the slope is negative. And again, we always read it from left to right. And then we have a slope of 0. And that is when the y values never change. So there is no rise. So the rise is 0. But the run, the horizontal change, is there. So there would be some kind of a number in the denominator. And we should know that 0 divided by any number other than 0 is possible, and that equals 0. So I have a fun way to remember this, and I'm going to sing with you in class as well. And I would sing that horizontal has slope of 0. And that's how we remember that a horizontal line has a slope of 0. And here is one example that we're going to do. It says the building code for a ramp recommends the ramp should rise no more than 1 inch for every 12 inches of length. Does the ramp shown meet the building code, and how do you know? So we know that the rise over run must be less than or equal to 1 over 12. What we need to find out is if this rise over run meets those qualifications. So, does this ramp meet the qualifications? So my plan is to find the rise over run for the ramp and see if it's less than 1/12. Alright, so the rise over run for the ramp is 8 over 70, and I want to know, is this less than or equal to, so I'm going to put a question mark over it, 1/12. There are a couple different ways we can do this. One way is to get a common denominator and compare the numerators. The other way is to use a calculator and divide 8 by 70 and 1 by 12. 8 divided by 70 is about 0.1143, is that less than or equal to 1/12, which is equivalent to approximately 0.083. So is 0.1143 less than 0.0833, etc.? And the answer is no, it is not less than or equal to, so therefore it does not meet the building code.